This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and today we're in Denver, Colorado. I am here with Colorado Senior Care Advisors. Since 2012, they've been helping you find the best care for your loved one. I am here with the founders, Will and Rick. Thanks for joining us, guys. Really, this is a family-owned and operated organization, really with roots right here in Denver, Colorado. Let's start off, first of all, Rick, share with me a little bit how this organization began for you.
Well, it began on a personal basis, helping our own family members and not being able to get the help that we needed as they were being discharged from hospitals and rehab units, and then finding long-term care for them. The discharge process is horrible, so we decided that we didn't want other families to go through what we did, so we started this company.
That is nice. Let me ask you, Will, obviously this is a decision that affects pretty much all the family members. Is that what you found in the past as well?
Yes, absolutely. It's not only affects the person that's needing assistance, but it involves the entire family. In fact, it's very much a family decision, and we take into account all the family dynamics, all what's going on with the family, and make sure that that's part of the factors that are involved in making whatever decision we ultimately make for the loved one.
Interesting. I mean, obviously, as a child, we want what's best for our parents. They spend a majority of their lives wanting what's best for us. Now the tables have turned. They need us to make some decisions. Do you find that a lot of people kind of come to that decision in life not very well prepared? I mean, it's kind of sometimes a quick decision they didn't plan on.
It's very much when we start interviewing families, it's in a crisis situation. It's not something that anybody wants to prepare for. And a lot of times it's denial. They don't want to see this coming, so they put it off until the very end, until they have to make that decision. And that's probably one of the hardest things that they go through.
Interesting. I mean, obviously, if it was just one choice, it wouldn't be so hard. But quite honestly, there are 1,000 options out there, thousands of facilities people can choose from. It can be very overwhelming for the people who have to make that decision. Obviously, this is probably not a time of life you want to go it alone without a professional. Is that where really your team can come in and help out?
Yeah, exactly. We represent just in the Denver metro area over 500 different communities. So, when it comes to selecting that right one, we go through a criteria basis of what is the right one for that individual, because it's not a cookie cutter type method. Everybody is an individual. Their healthcare needs are different, socialization needs. Unfortunately, today with the cost of long-term care, there's the budget requirements as well. So we go through all of that with the family to really get that right home. And that's where we look at this, is we're not looking for a facility. We're not looking for someone that just warehouses a person. We're looking at where can they call this home.
That is great. Obviously, your specialty is that in assisted living. Share with us how assisted living versus any other type of living arrangement for the elderly out there.
Well, it's a situation where they have not only the care that they need, which is going to be 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, which is if you're getting care at home, either by other family members or in-home care, doing their round-the-clock needs is often difficult. But more important, people who stay at home, everybody wants to stay at home, but maybe that's not the best option. People tend to isolate. Their social network starts to dissolve as they get older. And being in a community where there's other people, other peers, people that they have in common with, it's a lot more active and a vibrant environment for them oftentimes.
Fantastic. I mean, let me ask you this, Rick. What are some of the early signs that maybe children should start looking for? What are some of the things we can, because I would imagine early detection is probably the safest choice when it comes to caring for your parents.
Oh, most definitely. Really, we start looking at the isolation part of it in the home, frequent falls, forgetfulness, leaving a stove turned on, hygiene issues, not getting into clean clothes every day. So those are the things we start looking at, and those are the signs that there's an issue that needs to be brought up.
So. Interesting. I mean, so once they decide that really the assisted living is the solution. They say the first step is the hardest, but really in your case it's kind of the easiest because it can begin with a phone call. I mean, tell me what takes place on that initial assessment.
Well, and that's just it. We take that phone call in, that intake process, and then we just talk. We talk about what's going on in the home life with possibly siblings, the whole dynamics of the family, what brought them to that phone call to us. And then once we assess what's happening, then we're going to go out and actually meet with the family, hopefully meet with the client and do a complete physical assessment as to what their requirements are needed, because the healthcare is the key topic here. But we also want to find out who they are as an individual and really get into the socialization piece with them.
This is not, like you said, this is not a one-size-fits-all. This is a very customized approach. An advisor like yourselves, they go out there taking in consideration individual needs, financial needs, even geographical needs, because this affects everyone in the family. Are these the points that really, it matters the details to make sure that you're able to offer a place that would be a good fit?
Yes, it's definitely, it's all in the details. Location, we have a lot of family members that say, well, we want mom close to us, but really is that the best thing for mom? Because if she's moving across town close to family, but she's losing all of her friends because they can't get there, is that really the best thing? So those are that's the approach we take with the family is let's look at this for mom or for dad or whoever that loved one is, and what is truly the best thing for them.
I mean, what I like about this is the fact that you have already done the footwork for us. You've gone out and checked out these facilities. You're dealing only with facilities that have met your evaluation process. And once you find the best fit, you can obviously offer one, then actually set up the tours. Are the advisors able to go on the tours themselves? Because I think it's kind of nice having a family member next to you, but it's even more so to have a professional who pretty much knows what to look for.
Yeah, definitely. We escort all of our clients, the families, through that because they still don't know what questions to ask. And while we might know the answers, we're still going to ask those questions in front of them so they can be answered and make them feel comfortable with what's going on. We also don't want to take them to just one community. We want to take them to several. This is their decision. They know their loved one better than we do. So it's a comfort feeling. You still have to be able to walk in that door and feel comfortable with where you're ultimately going to be placing your loved one.
Excellent. Once the decision is made on a facility, are you also able to help them with the paperwork involved, even negotiating with the actual facility itself, and maybe even available on move-in day?
But absolutely. So that's part of the service that we provide is to help them and actually be their advocate and fiduciary in a way to make sure that they get the best deal possible. Oftentimes, finances are a big issue. And we can come in and explain to the community if we decide the family decides this is the community they want or be the best fit for their loved one. We can negotiate on their behalf and say, well, maybe they don't have exactly what you're asking for in terms of finances, but they're close, and what can we do to get mom or dad here because this is the best place for them. So that's a big part of what we do.
That's pretty impressive because, I mean, I wouldn't even think of negotiating or trying anything with a facility like that yet. You can come in and explain that to them. Your organization really, since 2012, has survived. It's thrived, really, not only on the services you provide, but on building relationships. I mean, not only setting people up in their communities, but even in follow-up after they've been placed.
Yeah, definitely. And we kind of look at it as, unfortunately, I no longer have my mother and father with me, so we have a group that we've adopted of a lot of new mothers and new fathers out there. So we follow up with them. We follow up with the communities, with the family. We don't want to be intrusive into the family, but we do want to follow up to make sure that their loved ones are being taken care of properly.
That is fantastic, man. And it's a complicated decision, can be overwhelming for families. Some of these decisions they're not planned. I mean, they can happen 24/7. Somebody's getting out of a hospital, they need care. Kind of shocking for a lot of people. Are you available for them kind of on a 24/7 basis for a phone call?
We really are. This isn't an 8 to 5, Monday through Friday job. So if we need to meet with people, quote, after hours, in the evenings, on weekends, we'll set up an appointment to do that for them. Because it is on a crisis basis, Gary, and so we want to make sure that we're there to hold their hands through that crisis. We've been there, like I said, ourselves. So we know what it's like when there's nobody there, and the medical system today is completely broken. So we need someone to help, and that's why we started this company.
I love it. Viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their website. On the website, first of all, you can take a look at the services they provide out there for you. You can also take a look at the referral partner links they have out there, see what a consultation is going to take place. Really an easy process. They're going to start out initially, can start on a phone call, and then basically they're going to want to meet with you, find out exactly what it is you need for the elderly that you're putting in place. They understand this is basically a crisis situation where you're trying to get the best decision possible for a loved one. I mean, what you're basically bringing here is a collective experience from a lot of different areas, helping people in caregiving and everything like that. I think the most fantastic part of this is that it's at a price that anyone can afford. Tell me about that.
Well, we make this at no cost to the family. All of our consultation, all of the work that we do is free to the family. One of the newer things we started doing, Gary, is we're now offering a health benefit, which is a telemedicine piece, especially for elderly people that have mobility issues. They're not able to get out, or they're not getting to the doctors on time. Especially here in Colorado during the winter, it's very difficult to get out. And even if you do have a doctor's appointment, you don't want to go to it. So you start missing these. And some of the key issues going into just their health care is really getting to a doctor on time before it becomes serious. One of the big issues we face in our industry is UTIs. So when people start having urinary tract infections, it plays with their mind, it brings their health down. We've had people actually go to the emergency rooms over a very simple urinary tract infection that could have been stopped within hours rather than waiting days for it.
So the proactive approach is always the safe approach.
It really is, and that's why we added this to it. It's a very cost-effective method for families, and we wanted to add that, as well as a lot of other consultative things that we add. We get involved in steering people towards elder law attorneys and VA benefits, Medicaid benefits. So there's a lot that we do, and we do get paid. We're not a nonprofit. We do get paid by the different communities, but our fees are all the same. So there's no impetus to put somebody in one place over the other. So very much, as Will was saying, that we have to have our integrity, have our fiduciary responsibilities to the family, and make sure that this is all about them.
This is all about them. I mean, I would think for someone like myself, placing a parent, I could almost second guess myself quite a bit, wondering if I'm making the right decision. I would think there would almost be some guilt in there of going through that process. You're really providing a service as a professional that basically gets rid of concern, anxiety, fear that these people are going through.
Yeah, so when we help a family, they're oftentimes very appreciative in terms of just the service we've provided, but just to give them that confidence that they've looked at all the alternatives through us and made the right decision. So yeah, there is oftentimes a lot of guilt, a lot of trepidation about making a decision, and just having experts like ourselves to come in and say, yes, we've looked at all the communities out there, we looked at your needs, and here's several that are going to meet your criteria and are going to be the best choices available to you. And all you have to do is make the best choice out of the one or two or three that we've showed you. And it's a big relief to the family, a big confidence builder, and lets them feel good about the decision that they've made.
Excellent. Rick, like you basically said, you've been there and done that. Now you're able to help other folks along this journey, something that maybe wasn't available to you. Has this been rewarding for you?
Definitely. Yeah, this was the best career decision I've ever done, is to do this.
That is excellent. Will, I would imagine the same goes for you. You're able to basically walk these people, actually navigate through an area that they're not very familiar with, understanding that this is a decision that will change somebody's life. Has the reward been something that you've enjoyed?
Oh, absolutely. It's very rewarding, and it is a big responsibility. But when we can help a family feel good about the community they've put their loved one in, it's very rewarding. And some of the letters we get back from people are just very heartwarming and very rewarding to say, the thanks and gratitude we get from people and along the way that we've helped.
Excellent. Last time viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. Once again, you're going to see their website. Their contact information is all right on there for you as well. This is an organization that began back in 2012, making it easier for you to basically go through this decision in life. They've been there. They understand what it feels like, the overwhelm, and they can help you with professional guidance along the way. That is the Colorado Senior Care Advisors. Our family helping your family. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and if you don't know, now you know.